Good evening, everyone. This week, we will explore critical competency for effective leadership, strategic decision-making in environments that are characterized by risk, ambiguity, and incomplete information. Executives tend to make decisions under less than ideal conditions. Often, you're working with incomplete data, facing time constraints, or dealing with outcomes that won't be fully known for months, maybe even years. This is true in healthcare as well, where decisions impact not just organizational performance, but human lives. This week's readings come from the Harvard Business Review's curated collections on decision-making and strategic thinking, 12 articles in total, and they represent some of the best contemporary thinking on the topics. We'll also explore 2 podcasts that bring these concepts to life through real-world examples and a YouTube lecture on mastering strategic decision-making through critical and rational thinking. What ties all of these together is a fundamental question. How do executive leaders make sound decisions when the path forward isn't clear? The readings this week and other media reveal 3 interconnected themes. The first is the importance of discipline frameworks. One of our podcast episodes, Bring More Discipline to Your Decision-Making, emphasizes that intuition alone is simply not enough. The best decision makers employ systematic approaches. They create structured processes that help them evaluate options, anticipate consequences, and avoid common pitfalls. This doesn't mean that they eliminate or ignore gut instinct, but rather they channel that through a rigorous analysis. The second framework, cognitive bias awareness. We all carry a mental shortcut and biases that can distort our judgment. Confirmation bias, anchoring, overconfidence, recency bias, to name a few. The HBR articles discuss how to recognize these biases in ourselves and in your teams. Awareness is the first step. Building checks and balances into your decision process is the second. Lastly, moving beyond binary thinking. The second podcast, Moving Beyond Either or Decision Making, challenges the false dichotomy trap. Too often, we frame decisions with an A versus B when the best solution might be A and B, or neither, or a third option where we haven't even thought of the possibility yet, right? Strategic thinkers expand possibilities. So how does this apply to healthcare? Strategic thinking material from this week emphasizes that systems thinking is how we understand decisions and how they cascade through complex organizations and ecosystems. In healthcare, everywhere decisions touch multiple stakeholders, patients, staff, payers, regulators. A system perspective is essential throughout healthcare. This matters to healthcare leaders because if we consider examples like resource allocation during capacity constraints, or implementing new care models with uncertain return on investment, or responding to regulatory challenges, or even navigating workforce challenges. These aren't straightforward decisions. Good leaders combine all 3 elements, the facts. So what does the data tell us? Intuition, that experience, pattern recognition, what does your gut say? And then timing, understanding when to decide and when to wait for more information. In healthcare, getting the balance wrong can mean missed opportunities for improvement, wasted resources, or compromised patient outcomes. So, as you work through this week's assignments, reflect on a significant decision that you're currently facing, or perhaps one that you recently made, and ask yourself this series of questions. Did I have all of the information? So what's the information package that you had available to you to make the decision complete? How did you handle any ambiguity? What biases, if any, may have influenced your thinking? What framework, if any, did you use? As you ask these questions and you think about your discussion question for this week, share insights from the readings and how they connected to real-world challenges. So as we end, remember that strategic decision-making is a skill that can be developed and refined. This week's readings give you the frameworks. The podcast episodes provide a nuance, and the video lecture tonight offers systematic approaches. left for any questions. Thank you. Have a good evening.